The air was thick with smoke, voices, and the spicy aroma of street food. Vendors shouted, bargaining customers argued loudly, and children chased each other through narrow aisles. Amid this chaos sat Zola, quietly roasting corn at her small stall. Sweat glistened on her forehead, her hands moving quickly and skillfully. 200 naira last price, she called gently to an elderly woman hesitating before her. Hey, Zola, this your price, no go kill your business? The old woman teased warmly. Zola smiled and placed an extra corn cob gently into the woman's bag. Mama, if kindness will kill my business, then let it die peacefully. Nearby, another vendor hissed bitterly. You and this your charity again, Zola. Better save that food for your own stomach. Zola ignored her. Poverty had not robbed her heart. Evening approached. Zola checked her old phone nervously. 6:15 p.m. She had to pick up her brother Bolu from school soon. Zola! A familiar voice shouted sharply. She jumped, turning quickly to see her neighbor Mama Bisi pushing through the crowd, panic in her eyes. What happened? Zola asked, her heartbeat quickening. It's Bolu, Mama Bisi said breathlessly. He fainted at school. The teacher brought him home. He hasn't eaten since morning. Zola's throat tightened. Oh God, I told him to eat the bread I left. He said he was saving it, Mama Bisi whispered, looking away. He wanted to share it with you tonight. Zola's eyes watered. Without thinking, she packed the last roasted corn and ground nuts, the only food they had, and stood to rush home. But a shadow blocked her path. Please, just a little food. I haven't eaten in 2 days. A man stood before her, clothes filthy, face pale, eyes pleading. Other vendors shouted angrily, throwing curses. Leave here, beggar! Are we your kitchen? The man wobbled, nearly falling. Zola's heart raced. She glanced down at the food clutched tightly in her hands. Bolu's meal. Please, the man whispered again, barely audible. Zola hesitated, her stomach twisting painfully. Bolu was hungry, weak, but this man, right here, was starving. She took a deep breath and stepped forward. Here, take mine. My brother and I will manage, somehow. Her voice trembled as she handed over the wrapped corn and ground nuts. Nearby vendors shook their heads, murmuring bitterly. See foolishness. Her brother faints from hunger, yet she feeds strangers. Ignoring their judgment, Zola watched the man devour the food, gratitude flooding his tired eyes. Finished, he bowed deeply. Thank you. God will reward your kindness. She smiled faintly, heart heavy, nodding as he disappeared into the bustling crowd. Zola, Mama Bisi whispered, shaking her head sadly. What have you done? What was right? Zola said softly. But doubt crept in. Had she chosen wrongly? Later, under the fading sun, she rushed home. Her small room felt cold and lonely. Bolu lay on their old mattress, his breathing shallow. Bolu! She knelt quickly, tears stinging her eyes. His eyes fluttered open weakly. Sister, I'm sorry. I wasted the bread. No, Bolu, she whispered, pulling him close, her heart shattering quietly. You didn't waste it. Rest. Tomorrow will be better. A knock sounded suddenly at her fragile door. Her heart jumped again. She stood up, opened the door cautiously, and saw the landlord's angry face. Zola, you're late again, he barked. Rent was due last week. Please, sir, tomorrow I promise. Tomorrow? You've been promising tomorrow for months. He glared at her, eyes cold. Either you pay me tomorrow or sleep on the street. She trembled, nodding silently as he stormed off. Closing the door slowly, Zola leaned heavily against it, sliding down onto the floor, head buried in her hands. The weight of poverty pressed her down, yet strangely she felt no regret. She had fed a stranger when no one else cared. Somehow she believed the universe saw that. Bolu's small voice pierced the silence, gentle, hopeful. Zola, will we eat tomorrow? She lifted her tear-streaked face, forcing a weak smile. "Yes, my dear. Tomorrow, God will remember us." She had no idea that her one simple act of kindness had already set in motion a destiny bigger than her poverty ever imagined. Bolu's stomach growled loudly in the quiet room, breaking Zola's heart even more. He shifted restlessly on the thin mattress, sleep evading him. "Sister," he whispered weakly, eyes shimmering in the dim candlelight. "Aren't you hungry too?" She swallowed hard, forcing a comforting smile. "No, my love, I ate plenty today at the market. Sleep now." He studied her carefully, eyes searching. "You're lying. Your stomach growled too." Zola looked away quickly, hiding tears that welled behind her eyes. "I promise, Bolu, tomorrow we'll eat enough to forget today." He smiled faintly, innocent trust in his voice. "You never break promises." Her chest tightened painfully. She turned away, pretending to arrange their worn clothes, letting silent tears stream freely in the shadows. At sunrise, she arrived at her stall, ready to start fresh, but her heart sank instantly. Her wooden table lay overturned, sacks of corn scattered across the dirt road. Her metal money box, her entire savings, was missing. "No." Her voice shook as she scanned desperately, eyes wide with panic. "No, please." Mama Bisi rushed over, eyes heavy with pity. "Zola, your stall was robbed last night. Some people say it was that beggar you fed yesterday." Zola felt dizzy, knees weak. "No, Mama. It couldn't be." "Wake up, Zola," another woman snapped bitterly nearby. "You gave him food, then he stole from you. Kindness got you nowhere." Another vendor sneered loudly. "Next time, feed your brother, not useless strangers." Laughter erupted around her, cold and mocking. Her throat closed, humiliation washing over her. She fell to her knees, desperately picking scattered grains of corn, hands trembling. "You think feeding a beggar makes you holy?" Someone jeered from behind. "Now see how your holiness rewards you." She ignored the voices, her vision blurred by tears, whispering to herself, "I did what my heart told me was right." Suddenly, a commotion stirred at the market's entrance. Everyone turned sharply, voices lowering into curious murmurs. Zola stood slowly, heart racing. Was it the thief? Instead, two stern-faced men in crisp suits approached her stall. They carried themselves with intimidating authority. "Who here is Zola?" one demanded loudly. Market women quickly pointed, fearfully stepping back. "She's the one!" The men turned their sharp gazes onto her, expressionless. "Are you Zola, the girl who fed a beggar yesterday?" She nodded slowly, heart pounding in fear. "Yes." They exchanged glances, then one said coldly, "We need you to come with us." Panic gripped her heart. Market whispers erupted again, accusations, mockery, pity. "You see now? She's in trouble because of that beggar. Foolish girl, kindness won't save you from jail." Mama Bisi grabbed her arm gently, eyes filled with dread. "Don't go, Zola. Who knows what trouble you're in?" Zola swallowed painfully, looking at the men. "Did I do something wrong?" The taller man's expression softened slightly. "Just follow us." She hesitated, then straightened her shoulders, dignity returning despite her fear. "Whatever I did, I'll answer for it." As they approached a large black SUV, panic returned. Was she being arrested? Had her kindness betrayed her this deeply? She stopped abruptly, turning to face them. "Please tell me the truth. Am I being arrested?" "No," the second man said softly, surprising her. "But someone important wants to speak to you." Her heart raced. "Someone important? Who?" "You'll know soon," he said simply. As they drove away, Zola stared out the tinted window, her mind swirling. From her vandalized stall to the stolen savings, from Bolu's hungry cries to the mocking laughter, it felt like her entire world had shattered in one moment of generosity. The vehicle stopped in front of a massive mansion on the city's outskirts, gates adorned with gold-trimmed symbols. Guards nodded respectfully as they entered. "Where am I?" she whispered, eyes wide in disbelief. "The royal estate," came the quiet reply. Her breath caught sharply. "Royal?" They stopped in a grand hall, marble floors shining under crystal chandeliers. Zola felt impossibly small in her faded dress, standing nervously until footsteps echoed behind her. She turned slowly, heart racing. The beggar stood before her, but now transformed completely, his filthy rags replaced by rich silk robes, his face clean and regal. A golden crest glittered on his chest. "Zola," he said warmly, his voice gentle yet commanding. "I'm Prince Jide Ajay Olufemi, and yesterday you saved my life." Her eyes widened, disbelief and shock flooding her face. "You're a prince?" He smiled warmly. "Your kindness revealed your heart. Now it's time I repay it." She stood frozen, unable to speak, emotions rushing through her, relief, disbelief, awe. Her simple act of generosity had just opened doors she never knew existed. Jide nodded calmly, approaching slowly, his expression sincere. "I owe you an explanation." Zola's heart pounded relentlessly. She watched, eyes fixed on him, waiting. "I fled my palace," he began quietly, eyes distant with memory, "after an assassination attempt. Betrayed by my own trusted advisors, I disguised myself, seeking shelter among ordinary people, hoping to discover genuine hearts." He paused, eyes locked onto hers. "People I could trust." Zola swallowed nervously. "But why me?" His eyes softened, voice warm. "Because you proved that kindness exists without conditions." Zola shook her head softly, voice cracking. "But I didn't do anything special." "You did," Jide corrected firmly. "You fed me your last meal without knowing who I was. I met politicians, CEOs, even pastors. Each offered help only when cameras were watching. But you," his voice deepened emotionally, "you offered compassion with no audience." Zola lowered her gaze, humility flooding her. "I only did what anyone should have done." "But no one else did," Jide said earnestly, stepping even closer. "Your kindness changed my perspective forever." Baloo suddenly stepped forward, eyes sparkling innocently. "Are you really a prince?" Jide knelt down, smiling gently. "Yes, young man, and your sister saved a prince's life." Baloo's face brightened. "So my sister is a hero?" Jide laughed warmly, glancing at Zola affectionately. "More than that, Bolu. She's a true queen at heart." Zola felt her cheeks flush, heart racing uncomfortably. "Prince Jide, I'm honored, but—" "No," Jide interrupted gently, rising gracefully. "I am the one who feels honored." Zola stood speechless, her emotions overwhelming her senses. A servant entered suddenly, carrying a richly embroidered box. Jide took it, turning slowly to face Zola again. "Please," he said gently, opening the box, revealing golden coins. "Accept this token of my eternal gratitude." She gasped softly, stepping back instinctively. "I can't. It's too much." "It's never too much," Jide whispered tenderly. "Not for someone whose kindness is priceless." Tears blurred Zola's vision. "Prince Jide, thank you, truly, but generosity expects no reward." He smiled proudly, admiration evident. "Exactly why you deserve everything." Suddenly, Bolu tugged urgently at Zola's hand. "Sister, if he's a prince, does that mean he can help other people too?" Jide knelt once more, studying Bolu thoughtfully. "Who else needs help?" Bolu glanced up, shy yet determined. "My sister promised we'd help people if we ever got money. Many people in our market are hungry like we were." Jide's eyes lit up with deep respect, his voice firm and clear. "Then we shall help them all." Zola stared, emotions swelling uncontrollably. In just 1 week, her simple act of kindness had transformed into something she never imagined, a chance to truly make a difference. As Jide smiled gently at her, Zola realized her world hadn't shattered. It had reshaped itself entirely. Days turned into weeks, and Zola found herself swept into a new life she never imagined possible. One sunny afternoon in the grand hall of the palace, Prince Jide stood before her, eyes bright with excitement. "Zola, I've decided to launch a foundation," Jide declared confidently. "It will help people who are struggling, just as you helped me." Zola's heart leapt at the idea, but fear quickly followed. She looked away, uncertainty clouding her voice. A foundation, Jide? I'm honored, but surely I'm not the right person to run something like that. Why not? Jide asked gently, stepping closer. She shook her head slowly, her voice barely above a whisper. Because I'm just a market girl. I'm uneducated. I've never run anything in my life. Jide smiled warmly, placing his hand reassuringly on her shoulder. Zola, listen to me. You ran your life when no one else was there. You raised Bolu alone, fed strangers, and survived when most would have given up. But you have the heart, he interrupted softly, gazing deeply into her uncertain eyes. Leave the rest to me. Her chest tightened with hope, doubt still battling fiercely within. What if I fail? Then I'll help you stand again, he promised sincerely, just as you did for me. She finally smiled, a small, shy smile. Her voice trembled slightly, yet held new determination. I'll try. In days, Zola stepped boldly into her new role as lead administrator. Her first task, setting up a large food bank at the market. Soon after, she built small, clean market stalls for struggling vendors and started educational grants for children who couldn't afford school fees. Once skeptical eyes now watched her with admiration. Market women who had mocked her now lowered their eyes respectfully as she passed. Zola, Mama Bisi called humbly, bowing her head. Forgive us for doubting you. You've changed all our lives. There's nothing to forgive, Zola said gently, embracing her warmly. We rise by lifting others. One evening, Zola and Jide sat quietly together under a starlit sky in the palace garden, sharing laughter and whispered stories. Bolu chased fireflies nearby, his joyful laughter echoing in the quiet night. I never imagined life could change so quickly, Zola said softly, gazing at the sky. Jide watched her thoughtfully, admiration clear in his eyes. It was your kindness that opened the door. I merely walked through it. She shook her head modestly. All I did was feed a hungry man. That simple act changed everything, he insisted gently. You showed me that real strength isn't found in wealth or power, but in kindness. You taught a prince how to truly lead. Her heart warmed, but she stayed quiet, eyes lingering shyly on the ground. Suddenly, Bolu ran towards them, eyes wide with excitement, breathing fast. Sister! Uncle Jide! Look at these fireflies! He stopped abruptly, eyes wide. Oh, I mean, Prince Jide. Sorry, I didn't mean to... Zola froze, heart racing, her eyes flickering anxiously to Jide's face. But Jide just laughed softly, kneeling beside Bolu. It's all right, Uncle is perfect. Bolu beamed brightly, relief flooding his small face. He tugged Jide's hand excitedly. Then come quickly, Uncle. I found something special to show you. As Jide stood, he glanced at Zola, eyes twinkling playfully. I'll be right back. Seems your brother has important royal business. She laughed softly, watching as they disappeared into the garden, her heart swelling warmly. Later, Jide returned alone, sitting gently beside her. Silence lingered comfortably between them, filled only by the soft rustling leaves. You know, Jide finally said quietly, turning to her, his eyes sincere. Your brother is wonderful. He has your kindness. She blushed faintly, lowering her gaze. Thank you for being so good to him. He smiled, gently touching her hand. It's easy to be good to those who deserve it. Her pulse quickened at his touch, yet she didn't pull away. He leaned closer, his voice soft, almost shy. Zola, from the moment you helped me, something changed in me. I don't want you to feel obligated, but I hope you feel it too. Her breath caught gently, emotions tangled inside her chest. Finally, she met his gaze, warmth spreading through her. Jide, meeting you changed my life too. Under the gentle glow of moonlight, their hearts silently spoke promises neither was brave enough to voice yet. For now, just being beside each other was enough. My sweet besties. If you were in Zola's place and had only one meal, would you give it to a hungry stranger? Write in the comments, to me, kindness means. Just a few simple words, straight from your heart. Your words can inspire someone today.